Well, hello everybody. It is I, Mark Gilday from InsuranceSalesControl.com, InsuranceSalesControl.com, and today we're going to be talking about Facebook advertising's dirty little secret. I know it's going to cause a lot of attention, but Facebook advertising is really become this behemoth for advertisers and marketers everywhere. And when we talk about advertising on Facebook, we think we get instant results, we place an ad, and then boom, we get lots of business. Well, that's not the case. And I've done some research over the past year to back up what I'm going to be talking about today. First of all, it's great to be back. We had a heck of a few weeks. We just ran our first Facebook boot camp for insurance producers, and we had some financial planners and producers from different countries, not just the United States. We also had folks who are new to the business and folks who are pros to the business. So we got a lot of stuff done, a lot of accomplished, and a lot of feedback back and forth. And one of the things that kept on knowing is one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to be starting a new group, and the group is going to be specifically for insurance producers and financial producers, people in the financial industry who really want to grow their business and scale up fast. So if you're in the lower, if you're in the $50,000 range, you want to get into the six-figure range, we're going to show you how to do that. If you're in the medium six-figure range, we want to push you into the seven-figure range. That's what this group is going to be about. So let me know what your thoughts are on a name, because, Insurance Sales Control is kind of cool. We've gotten BAM insurance producers, but let me know what you think in the comments below, because we're going to be starting this group and we're going to be doing all the trainings from it going forward. One thing that I noticed during this boot camp is I kept on having to go back to the iteration of marketing versus selling. Marketing is very different than selling. Marketing is a process used to get people interested in, get people curious, get people to trust you enough to reach out and engage with you to try to do business with you or find out what you're doing. Whereas selling is actually that process that takes them by the hand step by step and actually has them buy a product or service. So marketing is used to introduce and create curiosity and create trust enough to enter your sales process. And all businesses have a sales process. Some people call this a sales funnel. Some people call this a process or a system. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter whether you go into a furniture store or a donut shop or McDonald's. They have a sales process. They have a sales process to make a lot of money. It's called, would you like fries with that? And, as silly as that sounds, they don't make the money on the hamburgers. They make the money on the fries and the soda because it costs pennies for that stuff, but everybody likes them. I know I'm trying to get over that myself, going to the gym an awful lot, trying to get rid of the effects of McDonald's. But the point was there's marketing versus sales, and once you market and get them curious enough to enter your sales process, that's where the fun begins. Now, one of the things that goes on with Facebook advertising is everybody's marketing for that same group of people in these different industries. And that is, no matter what industry, is low-hanging fruit. Now, what do I mean by that? They want the easy sale. They want the sale that goes right away. They don't want to spend their time looking for people who aren't going to convert right away. They want people who are going to close and buy something within 30 days. But that represents 5% or less of the entire population who's going to go out and buy within 6 months. So as insurance producers in virtually every industry, we're forgetting the rest of the people who are going to buy within 90 days to 6 months, and we don't even pay attention to them. And one of the challenges in doing that is you're leaving most of the opportunity for sales on the table. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. I'm using insurance because that's what I'm familiar with. And as we're going back and forth and interacting with the folks in this bootcamp, we're finding out that it's not just here in America, it's in other countries too. So the low-hanging fruit is somebody who wants to buy quick. So I guess an example would be for insurance. Somebody who just bought a house, they need homeowners insurance now. Somebody who just had a baby, they want life insurance now. Somebody who is buying a car has to get car insurance now. Somebody who is turning 65 has to get Medicare now. So that's low-hanging fruit. Everybody is going after these people. Therefore, the advertising dollar, everybody's competing for that bid in Facebook, and that amount of money is getting bigger and bigger and bigger because the competition is getting bigger. But you can kind of bypass and hack that dirty little secret by doing some pretty interesting things. Now, there are three things you can do besides advertising. One of them is organic Facebook posts. And organic Facebook posts create warm traffic. Now, you've heard of leads. There are cold leads, there are warm leads, there are hot leads. Hot leads are the people who are going to buy now. Let's put those aside. Warm leads are people who are open to hearing your story. They are interested. They might not be interested this second, but it doesn't mean they're not. So warm leads are people who've been warmed up to you, and you can do that through organic methods on social media, specifically with Facebook posts, if you know the system on how to do that. So if you're going to create Facebook posts, do it intelligently. Do it with a thought behind it, not just say, hey, you want a quote? Hey, do you want to buy insurance? Hey, you want to buy insurance? Hey, do you want a quote? That's just horrific. It's bad business. It's bad marketing. It's bad salesmanship. The second is list farming. Now, list farming is also warm. Now, what is list farming? Well, with Facebook, you can actually take your email list of all the people that you've dealt with the past year, 2 or 3, and upload it to Facebook, create a specific audience from that. And that audience, with those who match the addresses, that audience can be used to market to on Facebook or boost posts on Facebook. And you can also send an email to those people and have them go to Facebook. There's a lot of ways to use that list farming technique, but it's very, very effective. And the third, besides ads, the paid advertising, is direct outreach. Now, what is direct outreach? Well, direct outreach isn't hot, it's not cold, it's not warm, it's kind of lukewarm. It's almost really warm, but it's lukewarm because they haven't gotten to know you yet. So a lot of folks do direct outreach, but they do it the wrong way. And when you're on Facebook, you can do direct outreach. And we have a template that we created for our Facebook boot campers that you can reach out to them in a very methodical way that gains their back and forth talking to you, which is what you want, that engagement between you and a client opportunity. So let me explain the power of these, and let me go through each one of those, okay? So first, and by the way, this is Facebook Live, so I'm going to be doing everything backwards. How about that? So first are the organic. These are the organic posts, okay? And the organic posts really equate to 30%. Is that way or the other way? Yeah, 30% of what we're getting as far as new clients. Now, I'm saying these result in new clients. These do not result in leads. These result in actual sales. So the numbers I'm giving you are actual sales, okay? They're not leads, they're sales. So the next one that we had are the list farming. And of the list farming people, again, we had 30% of the list farming people turned into clients on average. Now, here's another shocker for you. Direct outreach. People who actually became clients with direct outreach. Ready for this? Ready for this? 25% direct outreach, okay? Now, you see something? This is what people are calling old hat. So you got the direct outreach, the list farming, direct outreach, list farming, and organic. It's not old hat because these are actual sales. And we actually have been following this with a lot of folks who we consult with and some other folks, and these are numbers right across the industry. Now, here's something that you don't think of, is that looking at paid advertising as a whole. And paid advertising as a whole only equated for 15% of the sales, okay? So, of the sales. So you have the organic posting, which resulted in getting 30% of the sales. You had the list farming, which resulted in getting 30% of sales. You had the direct outreach, which resulted in 25%, and you have the traditional paid advertising, which results in 15%. Now, let me ask you a question. If you're looking to economize and you're looking to get the best bang for your marketing dollar, it's probably not going to be solely with the paid advertising, because the paid advertising, folks, while it works, and it works really great when done right, can be augmented by all this other stuff. So a lot of what we teach our clients to do is this direct outreach, the organic posting and list farming, because we want to do it for free. And I have a little task, kind of homework for you. I want you to take to really, take a look at your insurance and your product line. It doesn't matter whether you're health insurance or group insurance or commercial insurance or car insurance or whatever kind of insurance you're selling, final expense, whatever. I want you to do a little homework, and I want you to think of 3 ways to describe a part of insurance. Now, why do I want you to do that? Because I'm going to ask you to post on Facebook in order to get new client opportunities to sell insurance to. So describe 3 ways. So for instance, we're not going to market to the people low-hanging fruit. We want to market to that group that's going to buy in 90 days. And how do you do that? You have to presuppose what they're going to be wanting. For instance, if you were going to fix your roof, the roofers tend to get calls when there's a big hole in the roof or it's leaking or a tree fell in it. But there are ways to get roofers new client opportunities without having anything wrong with the roof, if you think about it. So one of the ways the roofers did is they decided, well, what are some of the biggest things? Well, here in New England we have cold weather and snow, and when it snows and the heat and there's not a lot of great insulation on the eaves, they create what's called an ice dam, and the ice builds up. It actually separates the roof from the beams, and there's this big gaping hole in the roof where squirrels and all kinds of nasties get into. Well, you got to fix the roof at that point, and you got to fix the soffits underneath it. So they created a report. Hey, here's if you've had icicles, excessive icicles over this past year, and they're most likely going to get worse with next year's storms, you are an ideal candidate for what we call an ice dam. And an ice dam could cost tens of thousands of dollars to fix. But you're in luck because you don't have one now. We can show you how to prevent one. And there's a 10-point checklist of what you need to do to not get an ice dam. But it puts the roofer there, and they can engage with them and go and do an actual inspection on the entire roof. And if they have a problem that they didn't know about, they can fix it before it gets to be a bigger problem. For plumbers, a way to do that was for the big HVAC air conditioning heating units. They would see in the office, you'd see on the ceiling panels a drip, a little spot, about this big, and then it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger. Before you know it, the panel's caved in and there's a puddle of water underneath. Well, how are you going to market to that? Well, it's easy. You don't want to spend $29,000 on fixing the entire system. Look for this little spot. And if you see the spot, call us now because we can stop a disaster. So take that with you when you're thinking about these 3 parts of your insurance that you're going to be looking at. So the first part, let's say for a commercial insurance bit, here are the 3 things you have to know in order to avoid having a claim denied. In Houston, Texas, Hurricane Katrina, 80% of all insurance claims were denied because they forgot to put this one thing that would have cost pennies a week in their policies. And if you're in Houston or you're a storm country, man, that's going to be very important to you to want to know what that is. So when you're doing the homework and thinking of 3 things, think of it that way, okay? Now, we've been teaching this in the Facebook boot camp, and one of the things that we've come up is a bunch of different ways to actually put this to use. So we created this guide, Build Your Insurance Business Through Social Media, and it's got a mini guide, and I'm not going to offer to sell it to you, although people said they'd pay a lot of money for it. We're going to give it to you for free, absolutely free. If you want one, you can get a copy of this for free. It's going to show you how to leverage the different platforms, what to think of, what to do, how to get everything in line so you can start posting organically. You can start building the interest and start building your insurance business, because that's why we're here. So if you would like a copy of this, you have to go to insurancesalescontrol.com/SM guide, social media guide, SM guide. Not S&M, just SM guide. And you can go ahead and download yourself one, free of charge, no charge. But it may be a game changer for you if you actually get it and do the exercises in it and put it to use, okay? So we're going to put that in the comments below, but it's insurancesalescontrol.com/SM guide. All right? Listen, we enjoy doing these trainings. Again, we're starting a new group. We don't know what the name of it's going to be, but it will be within a week or so. So if you have any ideas for what the name is, mine is BAM Insurance Producers. Other people thought that was kind of silly. So if you have a better name, go ahead. put it down in the comments, and we'll see you the next time. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got some valuable information from it, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.